delving deep into shadows, uncovering the light. Guests with solid minds, no tales of the strange. In Sasquatch Secrets, they'll begin to rearrange. Truth's the vibe, we're on a quest. Look beyond the trees, what do you see? Factual stories redefining history. No myths, no magic, let's break the mold. With every word spoken, the wonders unfold. Footprints in the snow, not just a myth. Data and research will sift through the pit. Tales of a creature, but science leads the way. Nikki's quest for knowledge, come join and stay.
Hello, surprise. Gotta add myself in, right? Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Sasquatch Secrets. I'm your host, Nikki Colon. I'm sitting there into the music, right? Happy Easter, everybody. Can you believe it? April, Easter. I mean, gosh, that's really fat. This light is really bright. Hold on. Let me see if I can adjust that a little bit. Oh, now I messed up my green screen. I cannot win to lose today. I don't know. Leave it. Anyway, hello, everybody. How you doing? I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter Sunday with family and friends and food. One of my kids is in the kitchen. No, my other one should not be here yet. Anyway, I had Chinese. I did not cook, just I'm real good. I love to cook, but I cook a lot of food, and with just, me and the kids, it's not as much. I don't like to have all that food in the fridge, and they're not real big leftover eaters, So not like when my husband's here, he scavenges that throughout the week and then we're good. But it's a whole different story now. So who we got here today? I saw Sharon. How you doing, Miss Sharon? Hope everything's well. Sandra Piper, good to see you. I hope the weather's good for everybody. It looked beautiful this morning, but it was a little chilly. We had another sandstorm come through, and it's been the worst spring since we've lived here in El Paso for sandstorms. I mean, blinding sandstorms. They air quality warnings. If you have any type of respiratory stuff, you're not even supposed to go out. It's really bad. And it's the worst. We've always had one or two during spring, but it's every week we've had a almost blackout storm, sandstorm. And I think that's what also caused. Now my daughter's car wouldn't start this morning. It was so dirty. The battery was so dirty and dusty. And I cleaned it up and jumped her, and it came back to life, but I'll have to deal with that tomorrow and go check that battery. Because it's just this fine dust is everywhere in everything, There's Bat Mom just jumping in. Angel Nolan. There's Jen. Hi, Jen. And Henry. I saw Henry pop in. Good to see you, Henry. And who else we got? I think I saw Lazy Cowboy jumping in. There's Robert Dunduvan. All the same characters, right? Midwest Night Watchers. Good to see you. on a day I don't have a show produced. I thought I would just come on and say hi and happy Easter and talk about a few whatever you guys want to talk about. I will talk about. Mark, I saw you right at the beginning. They're Shattering Delusions. Happy Easter. Okay, there we go. Come to Belgium. We don't have crazy weather. I do want to go to Belgium. Gosh, I do. How far is Belgium from northern Italy? How everything's like a train ride away over there. So 6 hours. Am I looking at 8 hours? What would that be? I wonder. But yeah, so we're just going to be here and talk to now anybody who's come to my channel today. I recently updated it a little bit. I did change a few settings, and I changed my profile, picture up there. Miss Sassy is no longer on there. I retired Miss Sassy Bigfoot off of there, and it's gone to what I have already had started was, the Bigfoot with the hat and that is my new logo. So also you will see that now, see, that's what I don't get right here. I wonder if I have to change it on StreamYard too, because it is not, yeah, when I talk there, it shows, but over here on StreamYard, it shows my old profile picture. What is up with that? How does that happen? Wait, let me go. No, see up there, it shows new. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to change that. I'm going to do a test. Hello? I'm going to post it from here. No, see, it has the new one, but down below, where you shows your little icon, it's the old one. Something I didn't do. Anyway, so I did all these little changes because it has brought to my attention that nobody could find my channel. And I was found out I have been shadow banned for several weeks. And for some, it seemed 2 weeks, and some said a week. But I don't think it's been like for a year or anything like that. It's just people who are putting Sasquatch Secrets into the search bar on YouTube can't find the channel. The channel won't pop up. You have to scroll way, way down to find it. So the only way to really combat that is if all of you help me out. And this week, when you think about it, or you're on YouTube, put Sasquatch Secrets into the search bar, and let's see if I can get my channel up to the top of the search. I did change the at marker. I don't know what's it called. I don't know what it's called. It used to say at Nikki Colon. Now it is at Sasquatch Secrets. So maybe that will also help bring my channel to the top. When I search now, it says, Sasquatch Secrets and Sasquatch Dark Secrets both come up. So I'm hoping it's already changing. So we shall see if all these little things I did will help with that. The only thing I've seen come up on recommendations are my shorts. Occasionally, one of my shorts will take off, and it'll get 500 or 600 views, and that's about it. But it wasn't until Brent had brought it up that he goes, "What's up with your channel? All of a sudden, I can't just put Sasquatch Secrets in, and bring it up." And I go, "Well, I wasn't even aware, because it's my channel. I can find it. I just hit my icon, and it'll bring my channel up." And then a quick shout out to Rocky Mountain Sky sent me a message or a comment, left a comment under one of the shows last week, and also said it. So that's what really got me concerned, more concerned. and I have it here. It says, "Hi, Nikki. I'm a little confused. I have watched almost all of your videos because your channel is so good." Thank you so much. Uh, I have watched thousands of videos and channels, but yours is one of the best. And what confused me is why you don't have so many more subs, and wonder if your settings are off because your channel is one of the best. Thanks for being a skeptic because it helps eliminate some of the nonsense. I really like how you cover so many topics related to the big fuzzy guy. Lately, I've been missing Brent, Jeff, Thomas, Leon, Steve, and some others on your channel. The roundtables you have are great too. You really deserve so many more subs. So please check your sub and your settings and ask YouTube what's going on. And then goes on to say, I have also found that I can't type your channel name in. It doesn't pop up. So that's what, kind of started me going, well, why can't you find that? I just tried putting it in a search bar and it doesn't show up anywhere. I told you, Jen, I'm shadow banned. I don't know how long it's been either, but I think the more people put it in there other than me, hopefully it will find its way back. That's about all I can say is, do I leave a message for YouTube saying, hey, I'm not on the search? Make sure you go to your filter though and put channel. But still, it should come up either way, right? But yeah. But you did because see, you're subbed. So is my stuff only going out to my subs? It's not going out anywhere but to those who are subbed to me. Usually 5 or 6 down before you pop up. Now, okay, Lazy Cowboy, but is it my show coming up? Right? It'll just pop up one of my shows. It won't pop up my channel. Because that's also what somebody said, is that a bunch of my shows will pop up or my shorts. And then you can click that and then it'll take you to my channel. And then you can, find what you're looking for. But it won't pull up the whole channel. Right. Yeah. I do. I don't know. Send them. I want to say it's a big deal, right? Not a big deal. Because if I want my channel to grow, that could be a major factor, is if it's not even searchable. Yeah, see, it's a show. My shows will pop up because I've got a lot of shows, but the channel won't populate, So I don't know. Well, let's give it a couple of weeks and see if, by asking you all, if you could search it up just randomly when you think about it, pop my name in the search. Because once you enter that into your search, it's all going to go into some kind of algorithm, right? So let's see if we can fix the solution. You see the channel, Piper? Great. That's good. I think I'm hoping it'll just work itself out. But I don't want to go, a year with it not being searchable. Also, I just made these changes today. I made some ad changes and I made some other things, changed. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So Octopus with No Friends is in. Hey, what's up? I search for your channel and do not see it in the search list. Yeah, I know, Henry. I'm lost. Somebody go find me. It's lost out there somewhere. And, you guys are subbed to me, so it's there. But if I'm mentioned somewhere or somebody just wants to on their own try to find me, it could be kind of frustrating. If they don't find me in the first few swipes, that could lose me a potential sub. Yeah, you're right. I'm harder to find than Bigfoot. Yeah. And I don't know why. I don't. I looked at every single thing I could look up under the settings. I adjusted what I thought I could adjusted some of the ad stuff. I actually I opened it up to more stuff. But I don't know there's nothing else there for me to turn on. Everything's on, okay? So, I don't know. If you hit during the show. Oh, the little heart thingy at the corner? Yeah, if you hit the emojis and the hearts, those are supposed to help some of the algorithm stuff out there. So, anyway, that's something new, and that's all I ask. If you could just pop my name in there when you're not thinking about it, and maybe enough times, from other people searching, not me, because I own the channel. Maybe that'll help correct that with more people searching for it. I don't know. So today it's Easter. I didn't plan a show. I just thought I would come on and see who was around because I had a feeling a lot of people were going to be with family and doing their own thing. So I didn't want to make something anybody felt like, oh my God, I got to stay. I have to stay and, come watch the show or have any special guests on because it is a special day and people should be with their families. Now, I don't have my husband here or anything. So, and my youngest is already 18, so she's off with her boyfriend's family and doing stuff. So it was just me and my oldest here. And I did not buy Easter baskets this year. This is the first year, 24 years with the oldest. She did not get an Easter basket. And you know what? She was okay with that. They were both okay with that. So I think I'm finally to the point where they appreciate me more taking them out to eat for dinner, or they appreciate me just taking care of their bills or whatever it is instead of, it's nice to get something, every now and then. But it still felt tough to worry about that stuff. Yeah, Jen. I saw the comment. That Bill made asking Brent to get back to him. So I haven't talked to him either other than last Saturday, I think was the last time I talked to him. So yeah. So he's doing his own thing. He doesn't even get back to me. I can't even yell at him anymore. He could be listening right now, lurking. We don't know. Coloring aids must have been expensive this Easter. Let me see. I thought I saw. Okay. So anyway, open discussion. What do you guys want to talk about? You want to keep it Bigfooty or you want to talk about something else? You can ask me whatever and I can go off of that. Anybody with any Bigfoot questions? Now, I checked the weather up in my mountains here and it's snowing. Believe it or not, they are having April snow showers up there and wet weather, which was really, really needed because it was super dry up there. But yeah, it's still not ready for camping. It's not ready. It's too cold and wet. But man, I'm getting the itch to go out. And there are chocolate Bigfoots and footprints available that would make great Easter basket items. Oh, cool. Chocolate big feet. That would be cool. Hmm. So let me see. Why does the subject never progress? Ooh, you're going to ask a hard question, Lazy? You're going to ask a hard one? When was the last time something interesting or important occurred? That's the thing, right? Is that we think what each individual thinks is important isn't important for the whole, right? Because each individual investigator, researcher thinks, oh, I've got some evidence. I've got something that proves to me that Bigfoot exists. And you can't take that away from somebody. You can say, well, you can't repeat that. You can't, how are you going to document that? But each individual's what happens, their personal experience, you can't debunk that, So if it depends on progress, meaning scientific progress, it's because we're not scientists. Very few are using a scientific method to the point where the data can be examined and used, to help discover Bigfoot. You've got people that say, okay, I keep a logbook, I have this, but then they're not open to the public, right? So you just have to take their word for it, that they're documenting, that they have data, and that what they are finding follows a certain protocol. And that protocol has a chain of evidence to support it. So it's hard because people don't do that. We don't do that. I don't do that. Many of us aren't at that research level. We're just investigators out there having fun, looking for our own answers. And that's not going to get us anywhere. We're going to maintain this same circle throughout. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Hold on, I got to check. Okay. That is going to happen. But that's where we're at. Easter with under my... Oh, that's not for me. So I kind of... Did that answer your question, Lazy? I don't think we're ever going to change, until we have... And we do have some researchers out there, like Haskell Hart or Meldrum, and they are trying to strive for better evidence, better documentation, in a setting, in a real lab with real, data and evidence, and try to come up with some answers. We'll take it, right? We'll take whatever we can get if it's done properly. So I guess it's a waiting game. Just as Thomas Steamer would say, the next 5 years are critical. if we really don't find Bigfoot in the next 5 years, substantiated proof body, okay, or a chain of evidence such as, a video, footprints, blood, skin, whatever, DNA, that evidence, and the discovery, in the next 5 years, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Even though I 100% believe something's out there. Robert and Duvin says, I'm split. Oh, let me put it up. I am split on my feelings on so many Bigfoot related YouTube channels, channels starting up recently. Good or bad? I don't know. Yeah. It just depends on what you like. There's just a vast amount of encounter Bigfoot channels right now. And some of them are really good. They're really good, and they have great graphics, and they use old footage, and they use hoaxed video footage, and they put it all together in a nice package with nice music in the background and the suspenseful music, and it's all great. But it's storytelling. It's still storytelling, even if it's a true encounter or a fake encounter. You don't know. We don't know. So those individuals who like that stuff, they're just, that's fine. But it's not evidence, and that's definitely not any type of thing that's going to help us prove Bigfoot's real. None. It's just something out there for those who just want a good story, which is a lot of people. That's what they want. So it's each person has to decide what they like. If they maybe, I know Sandra and probably Sharon and some other people, they like a wide variety because I see them around in other channels. And that's great too. They like to support people. They like to watch different types of content because that's not a bad thing. And I used to have so many channels I watched, before I had my show, before I spent too much time on my stuff. I had a shit ton from the East Coast to the West Coast. I had channels that I watched because I considered it kind of learning, what to do, what not to do, type of thing. So but after a while, you're either going to grow and you're going to learn that, well, I heard this before. Why, that doesn't make sense. Things don't make sense in this channel anymore. And you stop watching or you unsub. Some I did unsub, some I don't. Some I still say subbed, but I don't watch them anymore. Kind of like Bigfoot Odyssey. I had watched them religiously, watched Carrie religiously. That was a great channel. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed his guests. And then at some point, things got weird. Some of the people he had on, I didn't know why. I started to question why. So I stopped watching. I stayed subbed for a very long time. I don't know if I'm still subbed. I don't know. Is the channel's even still there? I don't know. So, and Robert, I don't think it's good or bad, because everybody's going to have their own take on it. So it's up to you. If you don't like that stuff, then that's when you need to say, okay, I ain't watching this bullshit anymore. And you stop and you move on. And that's a big part of this whole YouTube thing is that your subs go up and down, up and down. People like you, people hate you, people don't understand you, people cherish you, people, back and forth until you find people who can relate to you and who will be, loyal to the channel and all this, if you want to even call it that. Ristel popped in. Hey, Ristel. And I know Steve is having a show tonight, so we'll be sure to get out way before then. That brings me to another point. I think it's sad that a lot of info findings are lost when a researcher dies. That's a very good point. And somebody who deals with that part is Todd Prescott, archiving a lot of the older horseman stuff. And we've talked about this with Thomas before, and Jerry Matthews and Bill Reed are huge on making sure that Thomas's legacy is preserved. You kind of have to have a plan. And it seems kind of morbid, to talk about that stuff. You don't really want to talk about it. But in this case, knowing what I know and have seen, it is important because he has done so much work. Physical documentation that is not on digits or anywhere that can be safely, saved and archived. This stuff is just on paper. Actually, the majority of his reports are not on paper. They're on cardstock. I don't know if any of you guys knew that. He hand typed his reports on cardstock so that they would not be flimsy, paper that could tear. It's amazing. I would have never thought to do that. Never thought to do that. So you're right. It is sad. And just depends on who they know and what kind of contacts you make and who wants to bother, archiving that stuff, because it's a lot of work. It is definitely a lot of work. Somebody sent me a message, but I don't see where it's coming up. Maybe it's just on my phone. Did you? Tristan, you did. You got me all. I don't know. Do you want me to bring that up right now? Let's see. Okay, Lazy Cowboy has some more. Why do the experts refuse to discuss, debate views that oppose their own? They put so much stock in their theories by writing books and creating documentaries based around them. Because it goes against everything that they're working towards. Because that's what a lot of so-called researchers do, right? They put out their point of view and then they sell it. They're selling it and they want people to believe it so that they can sell more. And it's kind of the nature of the beast, right? I mean, I want you guys to believe me. I don't have anything to sell you. I just have a podcast you can come check out and disagree or agree with me. But at some point, there comes that situation where, okay, well, now I have this book and I want a lot of people to buy it and I want to make some money at it, which I don't think is a bad thing. But in the real world, people who write books about a subject consider themselves an expert. That's not unusual. That's kind of normal. But in our community, we label that as bad, right? Because nobody's an expert at Bigfoot, because we don't have a Bigfoot in science yet, right? So it's kind of a little quandrum there where do you want to? We've got a lot of experts in certain things. We have expert trackers. We have expert foot morphology expert. We have an expert geneticist. We have expert this and that, but Bigfoot, not so much, because we don't have anything solid. All we can do is speculate and assume and say, well, this makes sense. If they do this, probably. If they have small families, then they probably do this. There's probably a hierarchy, whether it's a matriarchy or a patriarchy. We don't know who's the boss. But we can speculate. We can. But that's where this expert thing kind of takes its own life, because then some people will run with it. And you call one person, well, they're a Bigfoot expert. Maybe that's going to get to their head a little bit. And I don't know. You've got a lot of lay people who will look up to that. You have people who aren't really they're just barely into the subject right now. They think it's still fun, it's interesting, and they're just wide open to learning. And if they get caught up in the wrong research, investigations, it would be my opinion, right? That if they lean towards one side, it's not the right side, because we all have it in us. We all have a bias on where we stand in this whole thing. So, and that's including me. I don't lean towards the woo. I don't. But there are people who have had experiences, maybe in the paranormal side, who have no issues whatsoever making that, connecting those dots, if there is dots there. So, it won't come on. There it goes. Why is it doing that? Let's see if I can get it stuck on Henry. Okay, there it goes. So I think that's why they won't discuss. It's hard to debate. I mean, it's not hard for me to debate, because you just tell what your feelings are, because in this whole thing, nobody's right or wrong. They can have their opinion and we can have our opinion. But when you're headstrong and no, it's my way or the highway, that's where you're going to have, well, they're just idiots. That's when the name calling starts. And that there's no need for that. There really is zero need for that. That's what I think anyway. Besides having a body DNA, is there anything good enough to prove its existence? having body and DNA is going to be the number one. It's going to be the number one after 50 years. Nothing else has proven to be enough. And with the PNG film, we had the video, the prints, and the witness, So 2 witnesses. And it is still the most debated piece of film footage in our community, and will always be. It doesn't matter if we beat it to death. The same issues will come up. The same people will say, no, it doesn't. It would be the best damn suit ever. And they're right. I agree with that, because the stuff being put out there was horrible. It was all right for them then, that time in the late 60s. I think I have hold on, I think I saved an old, right here. This was some of the stuff that was out in the 60s and 70s. So, hey, that's what we had to work with, and of course the Planet of the Apes came a little bit later too, and that was considered the best we had. So, what do you do with that? Check 1 for Patty's Real because of that. Let me move back over here. I think the most important thing, Tristan, is that each person is going to have their own good enough. This is good enough for me. And that's the end. Every single person's going to have that moment where, well, that was it for me. I saw something go off. It was walking upright. It was not a bear. Good enough for me. Moment. They're going to have that moment. So, which keeps us still looking, right? Still walking in the dark like idiots, Stupidest thing ever, walking in the woods with bears and cougars and whatnot, and in the dark. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, right? And all of you who have seen videos of all that happens, it's dark out there. It really is. You're seeing us light it up with our flashlights, but in the grand scheme of things, you are in pitch blackness. And some, Bill and others using infrared and all this technology to see in the dark, and you think you're seeing that we're in pitch black, hearing things go bump in the night. And it's an adrenaline thing. It's being that adrenaline junkie kind of thing out there. At some point that takes over, and it makes you want to go out there more. I wish these Bigfoot TV show folks would text each other instead of whispering, which gives away position. Overlay the text messages on the screen. Oh, yeah, but you know what, Campfire Steve? It's that those shows are highly produced. Highly produced. It's all entertainment factor. You can't believe a thing that comes out on them. I'm sorry. Because they're produced. They may even do something 3 or 4 times. How do you know it's not an original take? It's all about the thrill to get the viewers to come back for the next season. If they don't have the views, They don't get the next season. They don't get paid. That's why it'll never work. A Bigfoot show on TV will probably never work because real Bigfoot research is boring because nothing ever happens. I mean, things happen, but it's not produced. It's not with the music in the background and the scary uptake and all that stuff. So it's just, ooh, did you hear that? That was a knock. What was it? I don't know. Then you move on. It's not a 15-minute segment about that knock and how a Bigfoot would have to have grabbed a stick and hit this and that or whatever. And it's produced. So it's produced. Even the stuff we come and I go out and I'll do something and I come back, I produce it. I show you just the pieces that seem interesting. 3 hours out in the woods broken down to 30 minutes in a video. That's just the way it is, because that last little night walk I did with the kids, not my kids, Anthony and his girlfriend. Oh shit, I already forgot her name. We just went up the road a mile in the dark. And I put some scary music on that and some quick little excerpts, about what I'm thinking and stuff. That's all. It's produced. It's to help you feel something about that. Overlay text and editing. Sharon says, I want the truth in the subject. I listen to people and what they say. Then I either continue to watch or not anymore. It depends on what people are saying and evidence given. That's true. Some are just fun. Some shows are just fun. I used to find some of the shows on like Untold Radio fun to watch. And then it got kind of, and then I have my moments where I'll watch something a lot and then I won't watch something. So it just depends on what you feel like watching and the content, I guess, the different. I try to do a little bit something different all the time to keep people wanting to come back. And I have tried to stay away from the encounter stories. Now, it's good when you have a new guest to hear what their story is and stuff, but I always have a topic to try to focus on, right? Bad Mom says, I think the longer you have been around, the easier it is to spot a bunch of BS, which narrowed it down to only a few channels. You are exactly right. Because in the beginning, 10 years ago, or however many years ago it's been already, it was easy to get sucked in because you're new. You want to take in all this information and you think it's amazing because all these videos are out there you didn't know about and you think they're real. And then you will believe them for a certain amount of time until finally, people will come forward saying, oh no, that was this or that. And then you realize that, oh, not everybody's truthful in this community. There's a lot of people trying to pull the wool over your eyes. So you need to pay attention. Then things will take a turn, and you either just want to hear the stories or you want to hear the research, or everything else in between. I think I'm kind of an in-between person now, right? But yeah, you can tell when you're getting a bunch of fluff or you're getting real research, Can we talk about the Native American legends on child and women kidnappings? So I was gonna do some research on that actually, because I'll write it again here. I know I wrote it down for last week. This week is just weird because of Easter, okay? And not a lot of people were gonna actually we have 42 people listening, but um indulge me and let me do some research about this because I'd love to come at this with evidence. Okay. When I mean evidence, I need to have the actual stories. I've got a lot of Kathy Strains stuff and I have a guest who would be perfect for this topic. So I'm gonna work on this one. Okay. And do justice to this one. Okay, I wrote it down. All crooked, but it's on there. All right. Because right now I can't tell you because I don't know the stories. So let me research it. It may take a couple weeks, okay? If I can pull it off next week, I'll try to do it next week. What's the date on that? April, yeah. I'll still be able to do that. So for sure, let me do some research on that. I saw it last week. It's just we're in Easter and I wasn't going to do a show, a produced show for today. I agree. I agree. Henry Todd Prescott is doing the Lord's work by archiving all the video content endlessly. He's putting stuff out endlessly. It's a lot of work. And I know the guys want to start going into Thomas's house and start putting that stuff onto digits, to get into a computer. I don't know how they're going to do that because I was thinking it's not on paper, right? It's on the cardstock. And you're going to have to bring in one of those big scanners that you can lay the thing in and then because like my little scanner over there, I don't know, it might take cardstock, but it would take a while to do all that. I mean, that's like a full-time job for a year to archive that stuff. Let's see. Robert says, how long do you think it would take to scan all his material? Oh, a year. Endless. Filing cabinet. One whole side of his kitchen, the end part, is just filing cabinets full of reports, back to back manila folders full of reports. A long time. It's going to take a long time. Hey, if somebody paid me, I'd go do it. I would take a break from being a mom over here. I would go over there and go every day and scan. And I bet you I would not get very much done because I'd want to read everything. It would actually have to be a job where you just type in his codes because he has everything coded. Everything's coded to a logbook so he can find his stuff. Yeah, it's really detailed. So long time. It would take a long time. What are you saying here, Henry? I've seen Thomas's vast records and reports. I've even listened to cassette tapes. Remember those of the Crandall? Yes. I got to listen to some of those. Some, I even heard conversation with Bob Gimlin. Yeah. So it's amazing. Thomas is awesome and a lot of fun. Yes, he has got a sense of humor. He definitely has a good sense of humor. Loves scaring the crap out of me in the dark. In another show, the person was talking about experts. I said there's no experts, and the subject isn't even scientifically recognized. A person in the chat said that if there was an expert, it was Thomas. Yeah. Well, Thomas is still very opinionated too. You know, he does have where, you know, he is straight on some things. You know, he is dead straight about Paul Freeman being a hoaxer and, you know, suffers from his oh crap, what does he call it, guys? You guys know what I'm talking about. Ivan Marks syndrome. I didn't get down to seeing it, but that, you know. Damaging to their brand. Often there's serious thought, yet they cling to them. Yeah, that's all they've got to hold on to. We also have to see what their motive is, you know, for people who are pushing their agenda. Okay. What is their motive? Because that's also another really big part of the puzzle is why are they pushing their belief or, you know, what have you, pushing their videos, pushing their documentaries, pushing their books, pushing whatever, you know, why? Was there a motive? Is it just for fun? Is it to make money? Is it, you know, to make their channel popular? And not everybody has a motive, you know. Some people are just out there hanging on, having fun. You know, their channels, some are lucky, their channels grow super fast. They find that web that takes them to the top. And some don't. Most don't. What? For them to now even consider an alternative idea would be damaging their brand. Often the theories are so obviously flawed, yet they cling to them religiously. Yeah. I mean, look at MK Davis and the whole massacre theory. It is so stupid. You know, he had to hang on to it. But he did get rid of a bunch of his videos because he had tons of videos on it. Now he only has like one or two, maybe. He doesn't really like to talk about it. Or he says that it wasn't him. It was, you know, it was David Paulides and Bobby Short, and it was their whole thing. And he was just giving them the evidence by doing his thing, you know, with the footage. Changing the color. Making everything bloody. That was his contribution. Yep, exactly. They have to label themselves that, but they're labeling themselves that to the publishers, okay? Because they want to make themselves marketable so they can be on TV shows, okay? So they can be on big documentaries, so they can, you know, do that stuff. Because the proof is out there. They call them Bigfoot experts, okay? So if you want to be part of those little things, then you have to walk the walk. You have to let them Let those outside of the community call some people that. You know, my family thinks I'm a Bigfoot expert because I've been in it so long. They constantly send me videos and stuff. Nikki, did you see this? Did you? You know, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Sonny Vader. That's Sonny Vader. That's Mark Anders. That's old. That's this. That's whatever. And you know, I'm constantly bursting their bubble. So I become their expert, for lack of a better term. You know, I'm just somebody who's been around a long time. Expert BSers. How you doing there, Squatching Cowboy? Good to see you. Oh, look who came in. Jeff Harding. Wow, wow, wow. When you use real data and experience, you don't mind debating views that differ than your own, but then you have views based on narrative and rhetoric. It's intimidating to defend those views. Yep. Exactly. So why are they so rigid on their belief when there's nothing to be firm on? Because not very many people will rebuke them, will go against them. People like me, or people like Brent or Steve are far and few between. People don't like to make a mess. People don't like to get involved because it makes a mess, right? 2 Christmases in a row, we were in craziness. I don't know if you all know that. My lips are so chapped with all the wind here. Right? The whole LIB thing and the whole Nona Boss thing. And then the year before that was the Dark Waters thing. There's a lot of people out there don't like you to speak your mind. So people don't. They go to channels and watch it. But forget if you want to talk truth. You want to, you know. Let's see exactly. So why are they so rigid? Recently read Valley of the Apes, Search for Sasquatch in Area X, interesting chronological events by the group trying to bring a specimen to science by hunting them. Moral issues abound. Yeah, they want to kill one. They want to kill one for science. Kathy Strain has always said that. That's part of that group, right? Am I wrong? Yeah, right? Area X? Listen, I don't know. A lot of these researchers are called experts, which makes me cringe. Moneymaker calls himself a Bigfoot expert. Yeah. Moneymaker sees moose tracks and calls them Bigfoot. So. Oh. Yeah, see, that's what I was going to say too. There's more than one thing going on out there. Can't say they're related. Right. There is. I agree, Jen. There is more things going on out there. You just can't immediately connect the dots. They're just out there. Doug Highcheck jumped on me. I had Renee on the show last week. He did? Oh, I missed that. Probably didn't really look, but I love how she kept saying how she perceived a situation. It's a good way to keep yourself in check. I sometimes perceived good signs as a human at night. What? I sometimes perceived road signs as a human at night. Okay. I read that all wrong. But that's the way you have to do it, right? Everything is your opinion. That's a good question. Do we really think a Sasquatch body will be allowed to surface? Those who believe in the men in black would say no, they will not allow that to happen ever. I think it's going to take, if a body is ever found or run into, it's going to take some quick thinking and acting on that for it to come out the right way, because I think the government will take it. Yeah, I think they will take it to stop a possible panic frenzy. Yeah, I think they'd take it. They probably have taken them before. You know, I never was into the whole government thing about it, but after this long, and yeah, it's a big possibility, right? I mean, they were hiding UFOs from us forever. So you're looking at road signs, Bad Mom. Is there proof Bob Hieronymus could even ride a horse? Well, there's pictures of him on horses. I don't understand that question. You've never seen pictures of him on a horse? There's pictures with him on a horse. I mean, some people claim to have killed Sasquatch, but even they can't produce the body, right? You're right. Oh, we buried him out there in the swamp. Let's see. Well, Sandwich, there's a picture of him. Oh, that's what exactly. There's a picture of him out there. We aren't right. I think I'm behind on the chat. Let's see. That's why we walk around the woods in the dark. Jen, that's so true. Squatching, just something I've always wondered. What? The frozen Sasquatch child body has never recovered after being stolen. Strange. What are you talking about? 1985, the frozen Sasquatch child body was never recovered after being stolen. Strange. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're not talking about the Minnesota Iceman, are you? If you are, the body's in a freezer in California. That's what I think. The fake body's over here in Austin, Texas, at the Weird Museum. Weird? Wait, is it the Weird Museum? I don't remember now. Nikki, that's why I sent you that message. Sasquatch Secrets, good point on the TV shows. Even Cliff Brockman says reality TV is not real. Youpers. I like Russell Jones' take on it. Researching at night is for experience. Researching in the day is for evidence. Yes, exactly, Ristel. Going over footage, and I have to say it's much more dangerous at night. When I was up in Ruidoso, I was walking along the road, and I had no idea I was that close to the edge. I could have died. Yeah. on the camera, you can see me walking on the edge. But when you're in darkness and you just have a small light, I was just walking on the road, but I was really close to the edge. Yes, music is distracting sometimes. Sometimes it's fun though. Gets the blood going. Did you see that Elvis is alive and a preacher? Oh God, I so think that preacher is Elvis. He swears he is not Elvis, but I swear he sounds exactly like Elvis. He messes with his ring like he's Elvis. His teeth look like him, his ears. I went down that whole rabbit hole. That preacher is Elvis. I do, I think. I think he was so strung out and weird that he was going to be in trouble, that he just disappeared himself. Well, Michael Jackson, they say he's alive too. So Nikki, they'll just archive his house. That's Are you talking about Thomas's house? It's not his house. It's yeah, he lives at his work, so that belongs to the yard. It's a yard house. Um okay, let's see. Start a GoFundMe for Nikki to do it. To do what? Why are you gonna give me a GoFundMe? I want a trailer. Give me a trailer like you got everybody gave Colorado Bigfoot an RV to stay in. That's so crazy. That's wild. I just want a little bitty thing so I can have a toilet and a bed. I can't handle doing the tent thing forever. Yeah, Ivan Mark syndrome. That's how far back I am. Holy shit. Don't forget Porcupine Gate. Porcupine Gate. Yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it? How could he not see the porcupine? He was there. That's so crazy. Speaking of, actual experts in their field, I don't recall. Have you had David Zignon, Bigfoot Forensics, on your show? No, but I love him. I like him. I like how he breaks stuff down. David Zignon from Bigfoot Forensics. Yeah, that's a good one. I like how he does his stuff. Which road is Harry Man Road on? What? Who cares? I got strawberry Haagen-Dazs. Oh my God. Round Rock, Texas. Wait a minute. Is that Eric? Eric, do you have a new name? That's not Eric, right? Harryman Road? Right. He doesn't. He hasn't. Well, yeah, one time in one of his videos in front of his parishioners, he says he is not. And that's the last time he's going to talk about it. I'm lockbearding this chat. Yeah, I'm like really far behind. Oh, just off the cliff in the dark. He was wearing night vision goggles too. Holy crap. See, that's If you're out and up there where I'm at, there's not a hospital in Cloudcroft or a medical center. You have to drive 40 minutes down to Alamogordo. There's nothing. So dangerous. So you have to think about that stuff. You know, I'm asthmatic. I'm at 9,000 feet. I can't breathe. I'm going to be investing in taking air up there with me now. Because it takes you 24 hours to acclimate your body to the elevation. So I can't even hike on the first day I'm out there because I can't breathe. I'm looking for something around the 5,000 level. But I'm still looking. You know, you're always looking for your prime location. Well, the one I'm looking at now has had sightings. That's why I'm there. But it's at 9,000 feet. So what do you do? Okay, it is Eric. I like it. I like Harryman Road better. I mean, you're Media Palace. You are. You'll always be Media Palace, but it's more suspenseful. Harryman. You guys don't want truth. Your moderators block another channel was on here with such hypocrisy. Wait, what? What happened? My people hardly don't ever block anybody. Your moderators? Did somebody block somebody? Let me look. Nope. Nobody's blocked anybody. So I don't know what you're talking about. Hold on, I'm not done looking. Nope. I don't see one thing blocked here, so explain yourself. I'm willing to listen to you. What truth do we not want to know? We believe in Bigfoot. All of us here believe in Bigfoot. That's why we're here. So what do we not want the truth about? I think you're full of shit there, local Sasquatch or local Squatch. Been blocked because I come on here to check of my comments. Were on here of not. You know what? Maybe learn English first. Been blocked because I came on here to check of my comment. I were on here of not. Yep, nope, nobody's blocked anybody. Sorry. Oh, are you Mr. Duffy? I haven't seen you in so long. And yeah, you're right. I blocked you. I blocked you years ago. Because you got a really weird, dude. Wow. I haven't seen you in a lot. That's why I haven't seen. I know who you are. Wow. No, you talk a little crazy there, dude. Yeah. If you're Mr. Duffy, I do block you. Everybody blocks you. Because you talk crazy. I'm scared of what? Nada. Yeah. Yeah, I know who you are. You Bat Mom, do not encourage, please. Oh, snap. I remember Mr. Duffy. We all remember Mr. Duffy. Everybody's blocked him. I think Steve's blocked him. I know Alex had to block you. Brent's blocked you. And it takes a lot for Brent to block somebody. Bye, local Squatch. See yas. Well, that was interesting. Sorry, let's write a note down. Okay. What's next? Woo, it's already 6:20. What's the next topic? Yeah, go ahead, Jen. Just be on the safe side. Go ahead. That's so funny. He was right. I did block him. But it's been a hot minute, like a year or 2 years at least ago. So are you fucking crazy, Bat Mom? You missed out on all that bullshit? Oh my God. Even emails. Oh, crazy. Yeah. I don't think I even saved them. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't know if I can do it too. Can I? The other day I tried, or last week I tried to get membership members. And it didn't let me because I had bought out my limit. Whoa. Oh. What did it do? Wait a minute. Oh, it let me do 5. So I got 5 on there. So I hope that reaches a couple of you lurkers out there. You lurkers. Don't participate in the chat, but watch yourself. No, I love you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Oh boy, I have to fix that. Okay. I'm lagging a little bit. Okay, so boy, that was interesting. Bad Mom. Oh. Henry, you didn't get one. Henry didn't get a gift. Can I see? Whoa. See, that only lets me. Doesn't let me. I wish I could gift individuals, Like it would give me the. Oh, maybe over here it'll do it. Let me check something. I'm afraid I'm going to block you, Henry. That would not be good, huh? Can I? Activity, replace report, but nope. It just sends it out to the next people in line, I guess. I don't know how that works. Enzo, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. How are things? You laying back? Chill. Happy Easter to you too, buddy. Happy Easter. We are just having a chill session today. No specific topic. Just talking Bigfoot. Hi, Sharon. Sharon Guy came in to say hi. And what's up? Kevin, oh, I thought it was Kevin Harder. It's Kevin Morrison. That Mom, Bigfoot and Elvis. We're talking about Bigfoot and Elvis. Now I want to make an image of a Bigfoot Elvis. Oh my God. Won't that look so cute? I got to do that. Put that in my creator. Oh, geez. You never get a notification? It's because I am shadow banned, Sharon. We talked about it earlier in the show. I am shadow banned. Nobody getting notifications. If you put Sasquatch Secrets in the search bar on YouTube, I don't come up. I'm lost. I'm lost to the world of YouTube. For real. Did I finally reach the end? I finally reached the end. Good, geez. The CIA, FBI, and NWA shadow ban Nikki. I'm too controversial. Oh, geez. Okay, so I'm still really interested in knowing what. Oops, I did that by accident. How do I take that off? Oh, here. What Tristan sent me. Tristan, can I read everything you wrote? What the heck is that? Oh, God. I keep getting sent. I always get sent pictures and stuff. What the heck? It won't let me go to my messenger. Okay, there it is. Okay. So Tristan, it makes me mad. I always have to enjoy your show to get a lot of notifications. Oh, maybe you have to unsub and then resub and then hit your notifications. So it'll kind of reset you. Try that. That might work. It's weird the way everything works. So Tristan sent me a message that he found on Russell Accord's page, his page. Sorry, I had a brain fart. And it's a very long message. I don't know what it says because I haven't seen it, hadn't read it. So I'm going to read it to you right now, and then we'll have a quick discussion, and that'll take us into the last half hour here. So Russell Cord says, for the people out there talking about the negative and foolish comments, for those who are saying that it's for the money and are sadly mistaken. I'm not sure what you do for a living, but the show doesn't pay me in a month what I would normally make in a month staying at work. TV does not pay what you all think. Maybe years ago, but certainly not now. I have been doing research since the 1980s without the TV attention and cameras. And you know what? It's a very expensive thing to do when you have to buy your own thermals, night vision, parabolic recorders, casting material kits, and gear for going everywhere. That makes sense. Now, I didn't know he had to buy his own stuff. So that's information. Everything I personally use and carry on the show was not provided by the network. It's mine. It was bought and paid for years ago, and I worked my butt off for years to get it. So when you say it is for the money, you are dead wrong. Maybe you need to get paid to get your butt off the couch, but not me. Years of research without being paid a dime. So don't even play that card. I love these couch cruising quarterbacks who only sling out nasty comments and negativity, and yet have absolutely zero research to show for themselves. Because you watch a TV program doesn't make you an expert. Because you watch a TV program doesn't make you the expert. Okay. I have many years of actual boots on the ground field research, and I am certainly not an expert on any of it. I don't feel that I have the right to ever criticize someone else's methods. It's even learning experience every single time I get out here. Yes, we get paid, but it's not much. It's less than I would like, but I'm out here because I've got the chance to be on a really cool TV show. And don't lie and say you wouldn't have accepted that same opportunity to be on a show unless you really have no idea how to do research or have never been in the woods for extended periods of time, or you're simply afraid of the dark. Well, I'm at it. Yes, I use a flashlight at night. I continue to move around the sun goes down, and I need to see details in the soil, leaves, branch, and definitely where I'm stepping so that I don't get injured. No, I lost my side. Night vision and thermals don't give you the detail you need to track those small impressions in the dirt and slight changes. This was a long ass post. You did not tell me that. I'm skipping. I don't care about that. I don't care if you don't like what we get paid to do the show. Great. I don't care about that either. So, unless you have better evidence to share and want to put yourself out there for social media for free, spend your own money to be away from home and work, please show us how it's done. Don't be hypercritical and talk your nasty comments. There are a couple of people out there who have absolutely nothing but awful things to say. Please, for goodness sakes, get out of your basements and get some fresh air. Go into the woods and do some real research for yourself and show us how it's done. The vile comment bashing on cast members and trying to belittle the actual believers and the hate you project is the lowest form of human. So just stop it. That was a comment that he left for everybody. So I guess he just got tired of people telling him, that it's a production and he's not an expert at anything he's saying. And he got butthurt about it. But, he's not wrong. And we've said it multiple times that there's nobody making money at this. No money that you can sustain yourself, that you can make it your living. Nobody. Not even maybe Meldrum, if people keep wanting to pay him $3,000, $4,000 to $6,000 a pop for being a speaker at conferences. But even so, he can only do so many of those. People need the real income, these days. So there you go. I guess Ohio Bigfoot Conference, May 3rd, Dr. Meldrum. I've always loved Esteban Sarmiento. You're smashing it, cowboy. $3. Yeah. So I understand why. Because look what I just said. That his show is the entertainment. And I'm sure he doesn't appreciate that because I'm sure he feels he's giving it his all. I don't know that. But I kind of knew they don't make that much money. There's some people who have jobs that they don't have to sit there all the time. They can work remotely and do side things like that. Many of us can't do that, because we have to go into work physically if you want the money. So I don't know. What do you guys think about all that? I think he's just he got fed up, some people probably giving him all kinds of shit online, right? Dude, if you weren't lazy, you'd make more. A trackway. I've made 10,000 so far. Damn. Your taxes must have been really fucked up, dude. I had to report my YouTube stuff as income. I'm just happy I make enough to cover my StreamYard. Putting 4-wheel drive on my lazy boy. Can totally see that, Jay. Down to the Sonic. Let's go to Sonic and get chocolate shake. Oh boy. I don't know. I'd be scared, Bill, to know how much money you have into the subject, how much money you have into equipment. Let's just say equipment alone. I'm looking at the cheap ass FLIRs right now. I found a FLIR for $100. Not FLIR brand. It's a Memorex. I don't know what the hell it is. It is something way off Chinese crap for $100, but it looks like a FLIR. And that's all I need because I'm not out there like you guys, right? I'm out there once or twice the summer or 3 times, you know. So I don't want to spend a lot of money. But I want one when I'm out there. All I have is my infrared. Mankinis. Oh my God. Mankinis. I love it. Oh my God. Now I have an image of a Bigfoot in a mankini. Holy cow. That's funny. At only 18 total episodes, the show's budget can't be that great. 36 episodes or more would show a need for a longer but larger budget. Oh. Oh, minus 10,000. See, that's what I didn't get at first. Hi, Hike with Mike. How's it going? No Bigfoot income. You only have Bigfoot outcome. That doesn't really work, right? Oh man, I know. I have 2 new tents. I haven't even put them up yet to see if they work for me because I had bought a tent because I don't want to take the big tent that I need 2 people to set up, right? For me and the kids, when we go, we put one big tent up. But when I go to California, I wanted a smaller tent just to fit my cot. But it wanted to be tall enough, at least 5'5" for me, right? So I could stand up in it because I hate scrunching over putting my clothes on. So I bought a tent, and then it came, and then a week later, I was at Walmart, and in their clearance section, there was another tent for $25. $25. And it's one of those tents you can have it as a tent, or you can open the side and hook it to your car. So I got it because it was $25. So I haven't put that up yet, too. I want to put them both up in the backyard and see which would be easiest, fastest for me to put up by myself. But then I had the idea of inviting somebody to go with me so that we could take the big tent. And then both of us just have the tent, you know, somebody to share the drive time to Northern California with me. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. or we take 2 small tents and then we have our own mess, each in our own tent, you know? I don't know. So many decisions to be made. Yeah, still can't go out camping here, Mike. It's not weather. Snow. It's still snowing up in the mountains, so flurrying. It's really wet. The side roads aren't. They haven't even opened up the roads. Did I do fishing gear? I have nowhere near in Bigfoot equipment that I do in fishing gear. Oh, I can remember going fishing with my dad. Putting tents up is no problem for me. It's the putting them back in their bags after having issues. Yeah. I like the new bags though. Some of the new bags have it where it's a shallow bag. You just lay it in there and then it rolls it's like the flap. You roll it up and then hook it together so that you don't have that issue of a zipper trying to zip. It just rolls up. That was a great invention to have for tents. Have you seen those, Jay? Those blow up ones? They're kind of cool too. And then I thought some little animal's going to come and bite the side of that tent, and there goes your tent. Now, yeah, I'm sure it probably comes with a lot of patches, you know? Ugh. Well, I bought the first tent I bought was one of those that just pops. I get, it has that top on there where it just lifts up and then you have to depress it to collapse everything. It's not individual rods. They're all attached. Because I wanted something fast for me. I want to be as independent as possible. I don't want to be asking anybody for a lot of help, even though everybody says they're going to help me. So, I mean, up in Canada, it was Mike's kids put up my tent for me, but it was a little tent and I had to be all the way getting down in there, and that killed my knees by a week of being in there, but it was perfect. I mean, the little cot they had for me fit in there and all my stuff fit in there. So it was fine. I'm not going to complain. It was nice to be up off the floor. Oh, I'm going to sleep in a bivvy. And sleeping in the back of the truck wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. I have a system for the back of the truck, right? The back seats. But that thing, every time you move, it's a blow up. So it squeaked and make noise, and it was not that comfortable at all to sleep in. I thought it'd be, it's fine for a one-nighter where you're just going out and staying the night and then shooting back. Then you don't have to mess with the tent or anything. That was fine. All I set up is my little latrine, and that's throw that tent. You throw that thing and it just pops out. You have to be far away from it or it'll knock you out. So, but yeah, it's only good for like the one night, and you don't sleep that well. You're always thinking about Sasquatch looking in through the back window. I have the sides covered and the front covered, but that back window, I have a thing that goes across, but I didn't want to set it up, and so I didn't. So all night long, I kept thinking something was going to be looking in the back. Yeah, I did look at those, but I don't have good knees, Bat Mom. I can't be crawling up and down. And I have to pee at 4:00 in the morning, so I'm not going to have a tent. Also, my entire truck is packed with gear because I take a lot of shit with me. So all of that has to come out, and then you put the tent up. Bullshit. No, that's not for me. For real. For real. I'm not going to do that. I have too many. I have 3 big, keep wanting to say suitcase. They're not suitcases. They're, what do you call them? Packs. I have one that's a dish pack. I have one that's a gear pack, and I have one that's a camp pack. You know, with all my camping, my little shovels, my axe, my everything for fire making, tarps, stuff like that. And then I have my dish pack with all the stuff for my food and my kitchen stuff. And then my gear, you know, has all my gear, flashlights and headgear and all the stuff for the cameras. And then I have the awning and the tent and well, you guys camp, you know, you have a lot of shit. You take a lot of shit. I take a lot of shit with me. Because I bought it. That's why I bought it for, was to take it. Glam camping. I've been glam camping. That's in a trailer. I can't wait to have a trailer. Just a little bitty trailer, but with off-road wheels. That's what I'm talking about. I'm scoping one right now. That'll be a couple years from now when my husband gets back. Then be able to get me a little trailer. And then there'll be no stopping me. Then I'm going to quit working, and I might quit by summer. I don't know. It depends if they'll give me 2 weeks off. I need 2 weeks off at the end of May, 2 weeks off in July, and a week off in September. So right now, I just asked for some leave forms, and I'm going to put in for my leave. And if they deny any one of those, I'm going to have to quit. I think they're going to give it to me. But anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. So we're coming to an end here, folks. Any more questions? And I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you guys for coming and listening to me. Murders can open tents and doors. I camp and I feel like I'm just asking to be murdered. Yeah. It can be scary. That's why you make sure you're with somebody that you can yell for. Well, yeah. When you're by yourself out there, it's kind of scary. It's very intimidating. I don't camp up as high if I'm by myself. I'm down by the main road, which is still. I'll hear a noise, hold my breath, and pass. Yeah. And that was before I even had all these cameras or had the channel. So where he was that night. Oh gosh. I thought about that too, Angel. Are you safer away from the main road, or because I could never hike from where we're at down, probably. Well, yeah, I could if I stay on the main road. But if I was injured or something, I'd never make it off the mountain. But there's these really nice off the side of the road, camp little places that I could make it to the main highway back there if I had to walk. So I don't know. Keep new. Always have my bear spray. My husband wants me to take the pew pew more, but I don't know. Somebody probably did walk in between. Who and what it was, I don't know. Did you hear banjos playing in the background? Bang, 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 bang. That is funny. Okay, you all. I think I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you so much for coming in and watching the show. Happy Easter, everybody. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. And we'll see you guys in about, 10 minutes over at Squatchy TV. I'm sure Steve will have a great show coming up for you. So before you leave, don't forget to hit that like button, share a little love, and sometime during this week, you get onto YouTube, search Sasquatch Secrets for me. Just search it. The more people do that this next couple of weeks, let's see if we can get my channel to boot itself back up. And if it doesn't work, I'll have to put in a very strongly worded letter to YouTube. So anybody, help me out. So love you guys, and I will see you later. See you in the next chat.